when their guy plays some games.
Alright, hi y'all, Weather Guy here. We are back with more of the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We're getting into part 2 of the trial of Twisted Karma and his last battle. Hope y'all are doing great. Doing amazing. Cannot complain. Got some chips. Got some Coke Zero. Man, I tell you what, I used to be a no Diet Coke drinker, no Coke Zero drinker. I used to be a Coke regular truther. Gotta tell you, Coke Zero tastes just as good. It really, really does. And it's a little bit better for you. Obviously, you should just drink water. But we're all human, you know. But let's get into it. There you are, Otto. What kept you, my dear fellow? Hello, Mr. Sholmes, Gina. You sure about what you said in there? That the boss, you know, actually died the day before. It's pretty odd to swallow. Yes, I was shocked by the revelation too, Gina. As was I, possibly more shocked than both of you. It's not a competition, Mr. Sholmes. He's the best, he's so funny. But I was more shocked than all of you put together. This is the autopsy report in question, is it? Yes, it's strange that there's no time of death noted. I suppose there's a simple explanation, or perhaps there's a deliberate omission. Oh dear, if it was deliberate, puts me in mind of the last case we worked on. And Dr. Scythe, yeah, who also had her own issues, right? I know, anyway, seems on the day before Lord Van Zieks discovered his body, Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League, so perhaps something happened with them. Come to think of it, you had trouble with those Leaguemen too, didn't you, Mr. Sholmes? You were taken in by their trick. No. Naturally, I wasn't taken in, as you put it. My sleuthhound interest was merely piqued slightly by the rare sense of a weekly £4 income. And that scent masked the underlying sense of deception, I suppose. Two criminals in question of the pair we saw being arrested yesterday, aren't they? Mr. Sholmes is sweet, I mean. That's right, Zeus. And it was me what took him in. Thanks to a tip-off by a good law-abiding citizen. Indeed, yours truly. So it's gonna be that pair in the witness stand next, is it? I don't even remember what voice I gave those red-headed people, it's been a while. Something doesn't quite make sense to me, though. The day before Inspector Gregson was found, you hadn't had trouble with the Red-Headed League yet, had you? Why would the Inspector have been investigating them? Well, the likely explanation would be that Gregson's own sleuthhound interest was piqued by the rare sense of a weekly £4 income. Incorrect. Obviously incorrect, but that's Sholmes for you. Don't tar him with the same brush as you, Sholmes. Yes, well, then there's a whole issue of Inspector Gregson being investigated by Lord Van Zieks for some reason. The Reaper, the Red-Headed League, Inspector Gregson, Lord Van Zieks, and Kazuma. Oh, and Kazuma. I feel as though you knew we'd arrive at this point somehow. Gosh, I think you're right. What's he really trying to achieve here today? All the answers will soon be revealed. Observe the time, my dear fellow. This recess will be over very shortly. Yes, you're right. Kazuma was determined that he should be the one to prosecute this trial. He was determined that I should take the defense. Just what is it that he's hoping to make me see, I wonder? Get the feeling we're a long way from the end of this trial yet. Are you ready then, Miss Sato? Yes! Great, let's get into it. Let's see these two new witnesses. I even totally forgot what they looked like. Obviously they're going to be redheaded, but I forgot any details besides that. Is that Van Zieks on the witness stand as well? In the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session again. We resume the closed court hearing of Barak Van Zieks, here present who stands accused of murder. Now then, Prosecutor Sogi. My lord, have you summoned the witnesses as requested? Yes, the two members of the Red-Headed League who planned and carried out the deception. They arrived not long ago from the local prison by police carriage. Very good. Bailiff, usher the two men into the courtroom. That's a man as well. Okay. I think I gave that person a lady's voice last time, maybe. These two men are currently being held by the police on suspicion of attempted extortion. You may omit your occupations, but state your names now for the court. Oh, I think I made them French. Or tried to do my sort of French accent. I don't know. I am Fabien de Rousseau, a descendant of the great de Rousseau family from Nice in France. Oh, we didn't know that they were French, didn't we? And my name is Peppino de Rossi. And that's Italian, obviously. Rossi, I guess. It's Rossi, like guy on Criminal Minds. I am the third son of the great Familia de Rossi, the landowners from Napoli. I am terribly sorry about this, by the way, if these are offensive in any way. Two men first became acquainted at a boarding school for European nobility. Those who graduate from Timsik are the future leaders of Europe. And what I've also realized about myself is that my French and my Russian are basically the same thing. But I don't know how to do a French accent at all. You have any idea how boring it is to be born with noble blood? Alas, I make it my mission to get the better of the world by employing the little grey cells in my brain. That is all I am trying to do, huh? So, that's the only reason for this whole grand deception you've been carrying out? Oui, you could say that. Not bad, eh? He has the grand ideas but the petty plans. The strange combination is of the charm of the hilarious brothers. Si, Capo. Listen to me, Peppino. I have two things to say to you. Hey, Che, are you about to tell me one of your grandi anecdota viva? This is ridiculous, I'm sorry. Firstly, I want you to stop calling me this Capo. And secondly, we are not the hilarious brothers. This is serious business. Che bello, there it is, the Capo's trump, a card, the furrowed brow. It's deeper, Capo, the furrow and the meaning of your words. Court has been led to believe that under the banner of the Red-Headed League, you have conspired to swindle money from unsuspecting members of the public. Is this true? Oui, is that? What exactly was the nature of the deception by which you planned to defraud? Alas, I will explain it. No, Capo, leave it to me. As you see, we both have the vivid red hair, no? At school, we were teased for this without pity. The Capo here, he was many times behind the schoolhouse crying like the Trevi fountain. These old dogs, one day he will respect its red heads. Every night he would bury his head in his pillow and weep. She's been Peppino, enough. I will explain the rest. The first step was the newspaper advertisement. About 1 week before the plan was put into operation, we listed the same notice in every paper in London. Yes, we saw that notice. It was this one, I believe, entitled To the Red-Headed League. Oui, Zeza, I am honored that you have seen it. It states that the only condition for joining the league is having flame-colored hair, and if you satisfy the interview panel and are admitted into the league, you could receive a weekly income of £4. On the date specified, red-headed hopefuls gathered in droves at a park specified in the advertisement. And from each person present, this pair took an application fee of 5 shillings. And with the money to France, it was a plan most elegant, no? No, it was most dishonorable. But, to be frank, I'm stunned anybody was foolish enough to be taken in by such an obvious trick. Park was described by one witness as choked with red-headed folk like a coaster's orange barrow. Coasters, probably. And the day on which all these men gathered to apply was the day before the victim was discovered. Crucially, these two men spoke face to face with every single person present that day. Oui, I have seen more red-headed people in one day than I will see in the rest of my life. See, and now every time I see the capo's hair I feel sick to my stomach. Anyway, why have you even summoned here today? Sorry? The date for our trial was not until tomorrow, I was told. Naturally, neither of these men have been told any details about this trial. They've only been shown this photograph. Very good. So, Mr. DeRusso and Mr. DeRossi, you will now give your formal testimony for the court on the subject of the gentleman pictured in this photograph. Of course, we are always ready to help with the law. Fantastic, now it's time for some testimony and then cross-examination. We had more than 1,000 red-headed people assemble the park on Lime Street that day. But I don't recall the man in this photograph. Hey, Capo. No, I don't remember him. Obviously he's dead now, but I assure you he was not in the park. Allora, this victim has nothing to do with us. You have a lot to answer for, Peppino. It is your fault that we got caught in the first place. Interesting. You've given sworn testimony that this man in the photograph was not present. Can you be certain? Oui, I am quite certain. We did not interview this man. Nobody looking like it is cream to the park, this I can promise. Must be known that you have been arrested for a grand deception, however. Accordingly, this court has little confidence in your assurances. Oof, with this attitude, we get to nowhere, eh? He's really a sulkin now. This confidential document was obtained directly from Scotland Yard. It records an entry from the inspector's private diary dated the day before the incident. It reads, Lime Street, Red-Headed League, undercover. I have the answer. Maybe there was another similar event in the park on the day in question, eh? That is ridiculous. There's no question that Inspector Gregson was investigating the Red-Headed League. I love this jovial music for this too, this is great. Which means it's quite possible that's when he was killed. Very well, the defense may proceed with the cross-examination now. Ah, yes, my lord. Here we go. Time to do our pressing. Hold it! 1,000 people, that's a very big crowd. It was quite a spectacle. Redheads had come from all over the capital. See, the capo here, he has magnetismo animale, eh? Nobody else could attract so many people. If I could be born again, I would be the capo. All those people wanted was the money, Peppino. The £4 per week. Are you suggesting that you spoke personally with all 1,000 applicants? Oui, that we did, because every one of them paid us 5 shillings. We take their names, and we take their money, and we take their addresses as well. Then I tell them we take some days to let them know by a post finito, maybe to minute person. Jesus. Them taking their addresses is obviously going to be very relevant, because the address of the crime scene is probably going to be in there, right? We start early in the morning, and we stop late in the night. So you earned 5,000 shillings in one day? It's a small fortune. Who would have thought that there were 1,000 such gullible redheads in London to start with? One of whom was that great detective with chemically altered hair. Interesting. Hold it! It doesn't look at all familiar? No, I don't think so, and this is a wig, eh? He was trying to trick us! I do not like the people who are trying to trick the other people. Ironic, says the con artist. If between them they interviewed 1,000 people with red hair, it would be unreasonable to expect them to remember every face. No, no, senor. I may be small, but my memory is very large. I never forget a thing. In my opinion, I do not think this man was in the park. He's not gonna give the court a definite, it seems. Hey, Capo, you didn't see a man like this, huh?
Hold it!
But according to what you've said, you spoke with 1,000 or more people that day. Oui, that's true. My eyes were burning by the end of the day. Surely then you can't actually remember every single face. How are you so certain that this particular man wasn't present? Normally, the red hair is very distinctive, eh? But not when you have 1,000 red heads crowding around, and then it's just an eyesore. But, if there was some other information you could have given us, maybe then we could recall. That is not the line, Peppino. Remember, we do not remember him. We are sure of that fact, huh? Ah, so they do remember him, they're just hiding him. If there was a man with a red hairpiece, but his mustache did not match the color, then I do not think I could have forgotten him. Zuma said these two had only been shown that photograph and they'd been told nothing else at all. What if I fed them just one other detail about the victim, for example? Oh. Let's try it. Man, I'm really tempted for fish and chips, honestly. I did take down everyone's name, though. But maybe he did a false name, because he's undercover. I want to say fish and chips. Certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in the situation. What if I told you that the man was always munching on a packet of fish and chips? You remember a man who was eating incessantly? Not really. I was looking only at the heads of the applicants. I wouldn't have noticed the fish and chips any more than the caviar and smoked salmon. Oh, the spaghetti! Me, I love the spaghetti! Oh my gosh, this is such a caricature. Really, I had no idea. Tell them again what you said before, Peppino. Si, capo, si, I say it again and again.
Hold it!
But we only have your word for that. Si, but what else can we do, huh? True. Enfin, we are not having much fun these days. First we are arrested, then we are shown the horrible picture of a dead man. And now you question every single other thing we say. We are the victims here. Hey, Capo? No, you were caught carrying out a plot to swindle hundreds of innocent people. Oof. You had to bring that up, eh? It's not fair. Hey, Capo? Hilarious. Always looking for reassurance from Capo, huh?
Hold it!
What do you mean by that? Cavolo, you promised not to say, hey, Capo! After we had taken all the money that day, we should have left the country. That was my plan. I left the purchasing of the tickets for the ferry to Dunkirk to my companion here. But he brought them for the wrong day. Oops. See, but it is an easy mistake to make, huh? The 1st, the 31st. Oh, I have no sympathy for you. We were an all day late for the boat because of your stupidity. And it's only because of this that the so-called great red-headed detective caught us. Capo, you know what I think. This is the work of God. He is a holy punishment, eh? Peppino, for the last time, this is not holy punishment. This is wholly your fault. Ah! Don't blame God for your unholy mistakes. You are making me sick with anger. Maybe I make a mistake, but when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a faster. I've seen the evidence. They haven't told us much we didn't already know. What do you think, Mr. Ryu? Well, if it was in the inspector's diary, it seems likely that he must have gone to Lime Street that day. Yet these two both claim they didn't see him. I think we just had to give a different detail on that one pressing. I have to say, they don't appear to be telling lies. Well, they are experts in deception, don't forget. Sounding plausible is their specialty. It may be lying simply to avoid being implicated in this case as well. Surely if they were truly experts in deception, they wouldn't have been caught. Well, yes, you do have a point there. Seems to me like we need more information. Definitely! Yeah, we're gonna press again on that one thing and try something besides fish and chips. Alright, so it's this third one, is what it was.
Hold it!
Yeah, let's find something else. Alright, so I think his name would stand out if they wrote it down and he happened to not lie about his name for some reason. I certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. What if I told you that the man's name was Gregson? The man in the photograph is a Monsieur Gregson. Yes. Names, they are boring. I did not listen to any of them. Oh. It was not the real interview, it was just a for a show. Why would I remember the names? That's right, this changes nothing. The man in the photograph was not there, as we have already said. I see. It seems there's little to be gained from pursuing this point further. Tell him again what you said before, Peppino. Alright. We're gonna try it one more time with profession.
Hold it!
And then we'll see if that works for us. Alright, let's see. Profession. I can certainly appreciate that just knowing the man had red hair wouldn't help you remember in this situation. But what if I told you that the man in the red hair piece was actually a detective? The man in the photograph a detective? Yes. It would appear he found your notice in the paper suspicious and decided to investigate incognito. Sorry, but this changes. Oh, there we go.
Excuse me.
There we go. Something to add, Mr. De Rossi? Sure, see, I am always adding something, Parmesan, olive oil, pepper. What I mean is, did you not agree with your friend's last remark by any chance? What did he just say about the detective? Yes, that. Keep your mouth shut, Peppino, you have said enough already. But the White Kappa, what is your problem? There was a man who said, I am an inspector from Scotland Yard. What? Good lord. Order. Explain this false-face in your testimony, witness. It's simple. A man who was at the park said to us that he was an inspector. There was no such man? Matai, what are you saying, Kappa? Have you forgotten, eh? I have forgotten nothing. Nobody likes this came to the park? Basta, Kappa, basta. You beat me at many things, but not two, the memory and the meals. Like I said, when it's time to eat the pasta, no one is a faster. But you are inferior to me in every other way, so shut up.
Objection.
Here we go. We're all sick of their shit. Drop dog, the damage is done. Repeat it is, sir. Oui, there was a man who came to the park and he said he was an inspector from Scotland Yard. However, he looked nothing like the man in the photograph, he was someone else. How can you be so sure? Because to start with, his face was completely different. See, it's true. The man who came was a younger. His face was clean shaven, his eyes were sadder, his chin was thinner. No resemblance whatsoever then. Anyway, I was not going to be fooled. I took the obvious precaution and said to him, "You are really a detective, show us the proof." See, the capo here, he doesn't take no nonsense, eh? But he was well prepared. He said he had identification. Identification? You mean official police inspector's identification? That is most unconvincing. Sorry, my lord. Counsel, no incognito inspector would offer his identification for inspection. It's quite out of the question. Definitely. Why would he expose his true identity? Clearly, the papers were fake. Seto, capo, you are a genius. As we say in Italia, it takes a half a thief to recognize another, eh? What happened after he announced that he was a detective? He became very annoying. He said you were under investigation. So I took his papers from him and chased him out to the park. It was fantastico, and look, here is the identification. So you stole it from the man. He added a comment. He made us very scared. But he was not who he said he was. Indeed, the person described does not appear to have behaved as a true inspector would. However, I believe it would be prudent for these identification to be under evidence. Oh, but I like them. Alright. We're gonna take a look at this real quick. So there is more. Presumably it's gonna be something that we gain from this. Alright, let's just open it up, I guess. Oh. Well, I suppose we should see what this inspector's identification looks like inside. It's gonna be someone's face we recognize. Nope, no face at all, actually. I was expecting a picture. Yes, it definitely looks fake, doesn't it? Out of interest, what name is given? Probably just something plucked out of the air. It's Tobias Gregson. Wait, what? The Scotland Yard insignia. Looks genuine to me. But how? And the department identification number details are all correct as well. Since when have we known those? Do you mean to say... No, it seems incredible, but yes. I think this is a genuine identification book issued by Scotland Yard. Maybe it was stolen from Gregson. That's unbelievable. This is the real thing after all? Interesting. What do we do with this information, though? So what do we press on next? You know? I think we're gonna try this. Maybe. I don't know. This feels tough. Do we do the wig again? There's also the photograph, which also just shows the wig anyway. So that's probably already there. Curious about the ticket thing. Maybe this is... I'm curious if this has anything to do with it. I mean, it must have something to do with it, because they're also going to Dunkirk. I'm gonna try it. This is probably dumb.
Objection.
Well, at least we got 5 strikes back, though. That helps. So what do we guess on next? The advertisement?
Objection!
Nope. So if it's not this one, it's not the other one. It's not going to be the photo either, of course. I wonder if I should press on that one where we had the... where we gained the thing from now. You know? Where we gained the identification. I wonder if I should press on that one again now that we have this new information. Yeah, let's press just in case. So we are okay. So it's all the same thing. Okay, I probably should have picked a different option that would have led to shorter dialogue. Okay. Huh. I'm curious about what we do here. I wish we knew what the person actually looked like that they saw. You know, sad face thinner face doesn't help us that much, I don't think. This is tough. We already tried pushing on that. We tried the board. We tried the wig, I think. We didn't try the board, we tried the wig. Let's try the advertisement, I guess. Oh, I guess trying the board makes more sense because it was actually at the scene, but what gets me is the description of the board doesn't mention the red-headed leak stuff, only if you click through it, so. I don't know. Man, why do we have this though? What are we gonna do with this? That's what I wonder. Huh. I'm unsure. I think it's gonna be this one though. Whatever we do, I think it's gonna be this one. I'm gonna try the board just because.
Objection!
No. I'm failing. I'm failing. I don't know what to do. Alright, let me try the actual newspaper thing.
Objection!
Nope. Oh. Oh, I have a... Let me look at that photo again. Maybe it's the guy in the photo. Hang on. He doesn't look particularly sad. Why would it be relevant, though? Huh, what could it be, though? Da na 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 na. Fresno Street. Was this Fresno Street? Lime Street. I don't know. I mean, surely it's not just the photograph, right? I mean, it's either the photograph or it's this photograph, maybe, but that seems hard. I'm gonna just try this one.
Objection.
No. No, we're out. We're out of it. We're screwed. You gotta click through. Unfortunate. All right. Give us the guilty. I guess maybe I should try. Oh gosh, I'm gonna have to do all this part again, huh? I mean, that shouldn't take too long, but still, bleh. We're gonna do that real quick. I think I need to try using the identification. So let me double check. We don't have the identification anymore, right? So yeah, we do have to press on this one again.
Hold it.
Real fast. We're gonna go through it. That's alright, it happens. We fail every now and then on here. It'd be boring if we always succeeded, right? Goodness gracious. Go over here, pursue. Then we have to look at the identification after we get it. No big deal. Dun 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 dun. I am getting near the end of this game though. I mean, it'll be probably a few more weeks, but I am approaching the end in the big scheme of things. And after that, what I'm going to do, I think the next game I'm going to do for the Thursday, Saturday, Sunday slot is going to be Rise of the Golden Idol, which is another puzzle crime solving sort of game, which you're probably familiar with. And I'm going to try to do one scene an episode is the plan, which those take longer for sure, like up to an hour, maybe longer, depending on how difficult. It's very challenging, but it's also very interesting and I love it. The first one, at least. I haven't played the second one yet. Gosh, the soundtrack on this game is so good. It really is. I'm also about halfway to monetization on this channel, which is exciting. Because I've been at it approaching 2.5 years now. Actually, at 2.5 years. So getting monetized would just be so huge. I mean, it wouldn't be to the level of having ads, really. You know. But I would be able to create channel memberships, right? Which would be very cool, and it's something that I've been wanting to do for a long time, and I have like a backlog of videos ready for members whenever that happens. So I'm very excited for that if I end up getting membership, you know, that sort of thing. A lot of unedited videos of other games. Maybe I would add in like an exclusive series sort of thing that I would let the Patreon type people, not Patreons, but YouTube members vote for. We'll see, that's still a ways off, but things are ramping up slightly, which is exciting for me because I love doing this. And by the time this video comes out, I would have been at 1,000 videos on this channel. Isn't that insane? 1,000? 1,000 videos. It's crazy to think about. Alright, so now let's try... I guess first we have to open this up, look at this. Yeah, I encourage all of you to make your own little channels, you know? Why not? It's fun. And it's forced me to branch out and play games that I wouldn't have played before, you know? Instead of playing the same old games, I'm finally actually going out and trying stuff.
Objection.
I wonder if I could ask you to examine this identification book very closely. Miss Lestrade? Why Miss Lestrade? What is your intention here, Counsel? I guess we picked the right thing. Is this really a fake or is it genuine? That's the question, which we can't answer ourselves.
Objection.
Don't be ridiculous. No Scotland Yard detective would allow his or her identification to be stolen. That is the boss's. No question about it. It can't be. As I suspected. The undercover detective who attended the Red-Headed Lady's enrollment on the day in question was a real Inspector Gregson carrying out an incognito investigation. Really? That's the conclusion we got? That's interesting because I thought the conclusion we were going to get to was someone else pretending to be Inspector Gregson who had stolen it. That's what I thought we were at with it. And using it to try to frame Gregson in some way to get him murdered, you know? But if the boss had his identification stolen, he would have reported it straight away. I mean, he was always on at me about it. You lose something, reported at once, you'd say. Could it be then he was already dead? The inspector was physically unable to report it. Physically, eh? What are you saying? Unable to. You're not suggesting. Yes, it's quite possible that he was killed before he had the chance to report his identification stolen. There we go. Order, order, order! The defense posits that the victim was killed the day before his body was discovered at a different location. Do you two have anything to say about that? Oh, yeah. I know nothing. I know nothing. Pull yourself together, Peppino. Mon Dieu, you can behave a little more like a master criminal than that, no? I wish I had returned to Italia. Stop crying, Peppino, please. Otherwise, I... Let me stop your whining and start talking. Well, I believe the court will need to hear your testimony in considerably greater detail. I know nothing. I don't know nothing. But you will tell everything, or face the worst possible outcome. Ugh. You will dry your eyes and testify again about these identification papers and the precise circumstances in which you came by them. Crying out loud. Ha ha ha. Alright, with that, we're going to end today before we get into this next section of their testimony and the cross-examination. Today was a bit of a longer one, but that's alright. Thank y'all so much for watching. Y'all are amazing. Next time, once again, we're going to hear what they have to say about what else they may know. But yeah, take care of yourselves. Take care of others, and I will see you next time. Peace out.